Hi there. Wanted to do a video as a first-time cruiser, things that I wish I had avoided or had known about. Some of these are clearly on me, should have been a little bit better organized. And some of it is the way the process on the ship goes. So hopefully, if you are informed about it, you can avoid or navigate a little bit better than I did as a first-time cruiser. So these are kind of rookie mistakes. I've got 14 of them, so I hope you'll hang with me. The very first one, number one, is not having the correct paperwork or not knowing what paperwork was necessary to get on the ship during embarkation day. So I'm used to air travel, so passport, ticket, uh, that's usually about it. The vaccination card these days. So I went with that. What I didn't do is organize very well the emails that I got from Norwegian Cruise Line. Prior to the trip, probably got 25 or 30 emails from NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line, mostly looking to upgrade things. So when it came time to go check in, I'm fumbling through my emails trying to get the right one for the registration email. So I wish I'd been more organized. That's on me on the emails for check-in day. And that would be kind of ratchet down the stress level a little bit, getting checked in. And understanding that there's a pretty significant queue, at least when we were on there, to get on the ship. Probably the whole thing probably took about a half hour. And you do go and your assigned time or close to your assigned time, but I'm not sure how that eased things or made things worse. The photographer, who that's number two, and the photographer shows up two times on this list, got us out of the queue. So we assumed he was part of the crew directing us to check in, but he was simply getting us over there trying to take our picture. I do not want my picture taken as I'm trying to check in on the ship. We looked all haggard. My mother and my sister and I were together. We'd been traveling. Not the time. Wasn't a pleasurable experience. And that knocked us about 15 minutes back in line. So I would have rather been in line and got through the check-in process rather than getting our picture taken. So I would recommend you say no to the photographer during the check-in process. The third one, number three, is the valet parking. I think I'd gotten that off of Google search. It turned out not to be valet parking. It was simply off-site parking with a shuttle. Turned out fine. Shuttles were fine. Parking was great. But it wasn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be valet, give them the keys, they bring the car back when we get back to Seattle in our case. But it was simply off-site parking. Again, not a big deal, but wish I'd known about that prior to going. Number four is being separated from your bags and your room for the first 2 or 3 hours. Wasn't aware of that. Again, not a major deal, but if I would have needed medication or wanted to go for a swim, or needed something out of my bag, it would have been nice. Again, I should have done more research to understand that. So hopefully I'm helping someone on their first time cruise to plan for that. So if you want to go for a swim or go for a workout or some other activity that requires you to change clothes, or you need medication, take that with you as a carry-on as you check in, because you're going to be separated from your bags and your room for about 2 or 3 hours. Number five is we didn't, my sister, my mother, and I, none of us opted for the ship's tour, and I regret that. I wish we had taken the ship's tour. My understanding is they take you through the higher level amenities, the spa, the other areas of the ship that you just don't have an opportunity to see other than that first day for the tour, and that would have been nice to see. And I wish next time I will definitely take advantage of that. Number six is not knowing that the nice restaurants are open during lunch. For some reason, I didn't do a good job of reading the daily freestyle here. For me, the cruise, I was trying to get away from work. I read a lot for work, and so I just wanted to take a break from reading. But a glance at the daily newsletter would have highlighted the restaurants are open. Now, there's two kind of restaurants on the Norwegian Bliss. There's complimentary, which means it was included in your price, or they call it complimentary or charge applies. So there's some very good complimentary restaurants that are open for lunch. One time we did eat in the bar. I think it's called the local bar. For us, the food was not good. That was not a good experience. It was really loud. If you remember Bennigan's or TGI Fridays or something like that, reminding me of that. Just really loud and bar food. And wish we'd have known that the nicer restaurants were open. We would have gone down. Again, that's on us. That's not nothing that the cruise line did. It's just we didn't do our homework, and wish I had. So that's the if we thought that it was the garden cafe for the most part or the bar food, we should have done our homework. So that's that. The drink package, number 7. So I'm on vacation, like to have a cocktail or two or three. And so told my sister who was planning this trip, I said, hey, just get me the drink package. Well, I didn't realize, it was, I think, $850, $860. Okay. So I don't know. Most days had 2, sometimes 3 drinks with dinner, maybe a cocktail in the afternoon. But I didn't drink enough for the drink package per se. I thought it was interesting. Went to get a nicer coffee, a latte, and would have ended up paying extra for that. I assumed that was part of the drink package since it was served out of the bar. So not really understanding what you get. I think on my drink package I was paying $2 or $3 extra every drink. Unclear whether that was gratuity or if the drink was over the $15 threshold. Not sure, but $2 or $3, not a big deal, but something I wish I'd known. So that's number 7. Number 8, and this is where the photographer comes back in. We chose one evening to dress up in a nice. I wore a suit coat and dress shirt, and my mother wore a nice dress. My sister wore a nice dress. And that was the time we wanted to engage the photographer. And the photographer was at the staircase, the beautiful staircase. If you haven't seen it, I invite you to look at my other videos on my tour. And you see this beautiful centerpiece staircase and chandelier that's just absolutely gorgeous. And the photographer was there, and I asked the photographer. It was a pretty long line to get the picture taken. So I asked the photographer how long she was going to be there. Oh, I'll be here till 10. Oh, okay, no problem. We're going to go eat dinner and we'll come back. Well, sure enough, we got back around 9:15, and she was already gone. So we went and had dinner and came back to get our kind of formal pictures taken. And that was a disappointment. We did dress up one other evening, and the photographer had what I consider kind of a cheesy background, and the pictures were not very good at all. That shot with the staircase and the chandelier would have been just absolutely fantastic. So again, nothing huge, but wish that it turned out better. Number 9 is not knowing the front of the garden cafe overlooks the observation deck until the last morning we were there. So we would always go to about the middle of the garden cafe for lunch or breakfast, and never really explored further. Again, that's on us. Wish we had gone all the way forward to see. Those are some beautiful views out the front of the ship, off the bow of the ship there in the garden cafe, which is their main dining room, if you will, for breakfast and for lunch. Number 10 is there's no quiet place. If you see my other videos, I would be up at 3:34 in the morning walking around during the tour, and there's always this background music. And I don't know, I never realized how sensitive I am to that, but I wish I'd known that. I simply would have brought some noise canceling headphones with me for those times that if I wanted to sit in the observation deck and just, have a, a quieter environment, we could have done that. But as it turns out, if you did go out on the bow, I think, which is you're outside, I think that was the quiet area during embarkation day. However, I don't know if that was quiet during the cruise or not. Didn't make it out there. We stayed primarily in the observation deck. So no, just be prepared if you like your quiet. If you want to read and want to quiet, then bring the noise canceling earbuds or headphones. The number 10 is didn't bring stationery or thank you cards. So at the end of the cruise, we wanted to write a nice note, personalized note to several members of the staff and crew, and mentioned those before, that took very good care of us and really made our experience just absolutely a fantastic one. And so ended up going to get copy paper out of the internet cafe and envelopes for from the casino and put it together. Just I wish I had brought either some nice stationery or thank you cards to write the personalized notes for the tip for the room steward as well. Just would have been a nice touch. Actually, that brings me to another one I didn't put on the list, but it did affect my mother, and that was there really wasn't a good selection of a sundries shopping on the ship. There was a section, and if you think of going into a truck stop or a gas station, and the little floss or the little deodorant, that kind of thing, but it would have been nice to have a larger selection of sundries and toiletries in the event that you forget them. So that would be nice for to know. Number 12 for us, and this was pretty significant when booking multiple rooms. So on the map, and if you've seen my other videos, you'll know this. So pardon the repeat, but for those who are watching for the first time, we got three rooms on this cruise. My mother had the nice balcony room, and my sister and I each had an interior room that appeared to be across the hallway. Well, it wasn't across the hallway. That was the back of our room was across the hallway from her door. So we thought, okay, well, we'll just walk around. It's probably about 15 steps. However, that was a crew only route. And so it was about a 300-yard walk from our rooms to our mother's room. So again, not a big deal. We needed the extra steps, but it would have been nice to understand that. It was a different experience, definitely, than what we thought we were going to have. Not a deal breaker, but we would have paid closer attention to where the doors are and where the hallways are and the walking routes to understand where the crew only routes are. So I did take that crew only route one time to see if I could do it in case my mother fell or needed my help immediately. And I could. And it was a very direct route, so not a problem. But I didn't want to abuse that. So would always take the 300-yard route to get to her room when we were meeting up or we were going to go hang out in her room. Let's see. Not number 13 is not shopping for deals. I think my sister simply called up Norwegian Cruise Line and said, "Hey, give us three rooms." So that again, that's on us. That's not the problem of the cruise ship. The rooms that we got were nice. They were, and I'm going to do another video on what it really costs to go on the cruise. But the rooms were nice. They were terrific, actually. I liked them. The room placement. We were on the eighth deck toward the bow, and there was a lot of noise there, a lot of clanking there. Didn't bother me. I'd been on the ships before in the service, so I kind of expected that. But it did bother my mother, who was not accustomed to those clanking noises. So that would be something that if that stresses you out or affects you, you should be aware of that. So there are the noises that you don't hear here on land that you will hear on the ship, at least on the eighth floor toward the bow on the Norwegian Bliss. Maybe if you get more toward the midships, maybe it is more quieter. So that was 13, 14, and pardon my notes. I guess those were the main things. Again, I'm going to do a top 10 or 15 things that we were absolutely surprised and delighted with. On whole, our experience on the Norwegian Bliss was excellent. I would do it again. Wish I had done it before, and hopefully this will turn into an annual trip for us and for our family. The Having known these rookie mistakes or first time cruiser mistakes, our cruise experience next time will be much more satisfying. I hope this helps you. I am planning to do several more videos. One is the true cost of going on the cruise. The other one is the things that we were absolutely delighted with that we wanted to see more. And then I think I will do one perhaps on what I would do differently, uh, because I think there's some things that I would do differently that would make the cruise uh, more more delightful. I don't know what's the word. It make it more fun for the next go around. So live and learn. Love the Norwegian Bliss. Absolutely, the staff and the crew are top notch. Made the experience fantastic. And of course, Alaska, Seattle to Alaska, that cruise just absolutely gorgeous. And I highly, highly recommend it. So let's hope that these 13, 14 cruise rookie mistakes that I made will make your cruise experience better. And hope to see you on the next one. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. The trying to build this channel, and going to be heading over to Asia in the next week or two. So look forward to hopefully posting some videos from over there that will be interesting.